Hello familia, it's me, Dr. Cortez, on Chicago Avenue, neighborhood where I grew up in West Town, por la Chicago y la DM. And I'm just here to share with you that, we all have our story, right? We all have our rhythms, we all have our ways of doing things, and this is my story. This is where I was born and raised in the city, in the west side of Chicago. It's called West Town. Here's the building I grew up in since 1982, and here's Chicago Avenue, which will always be dear in my heart. We used to play, games up in here, kick the can, ride our bikes, right, my friends. Growing up in West Town, I went to Talcott Elementary, I went to Holy Innocents, I went to graduated from Mitchell Elementary School. Went to Prosser Vocational High School, and after that is where I went to University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, where it all started right here, Chicago Avenue. Here. As a first-generation freshman at this huge campus, I entered an intense campus climate due to Latino, Latinx student activism. During that time, I learned that Latinos as a community can prosper through education, advocacy, and I was able to survive through programs based on advocacy. And then 16 years later, in 2008, I earned my PhD in the Educational Policy Studies program with a focus on history and American education. And the focus of my dissertation was on the Little Village Hunger Strike that took place in 2001, which focuses on Latinx community activism and public school policy. 33 years later, after 1992, I am now a full professor in the Educational Leadership Department at Northeastern Illinois University. I am also the director of the University Leadership Institute. Last year in 2025, we celebrated 25 years of developing Latinx leaders in higher education. As a matter of fact, we have graduated over 200 master students since our inception back in the year 2000, and that was when the Kellogg Foundation granted us $1.5 million to help fill the void of equitable representation for Latinos in higher education. It took a pueblo to make this happen, right? As director of the Enlace Leadership Institute, I personally invite you to join us on Friday, December 5th at El Centro Campus from 5:30 to 10 o'clock, and we want to host a beautiful space, a sacred space for us to share our stories and help nurture and rebuild our community during these times. This is my story. Can't wait to hear yours. ¿Cuál es tu cuento?